Welcome to my very favorite place. This is my reading room. Let me show you around. Hello book friends, I'm Jen and welcome back to my reading life, my reading room, my reading corner. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, which I've had some requests for. Lots of you want to see more of my reading room, and while I have done a tour of this room in the past, it has been quite a while and things have definitely changed and evolved in here. So I thought it would be fun to give you an updated tour so you can see all the nooks and crannies in here. I'm going to give you a close-up look at what is on each of my bookshelves. I have 3 of these bookshelves here in this room. So the one behind me and 2 matching ones which sit on either end of my chaise lounge. You have seen me sitting on my chaise lounge during some of my reading sprints, during some of my videos. So you are going to get to see a close-up of everything. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you enjoy just seeing what is my favorite spot in my house. I spend a lot of time in here, not only reading, but also working on videos, obviously filming. I do all of my editing in here. My computer sits in here on my desk, and it's just my favorite spot. And I love to be here, and I hope you enjoy coming along and getting a little look at my reading room. first up, we are going to take a look through this bookshelf, which obviously sits behind me when I film most of my videos, but it's quite tall, as you can see. You can usually only see up to about part of this shelf here. So I'm going to kind of walk through what are on each of these shelves because I get a lot of questions about, especially the books that sit right behind me when I'm filming. So we're going to take a look at them all and I will give you a close-up view of them. But I wanted to start at the top and work my way down to the bottom. This top shelf up here is full of books by some of my favorite publishers. So I have Dean Street Press is on this shelf. I have Manderley Press on this shelf as well. Manderley Press publishes these beautiful books. They all have to do with places. So there is a focus on place or location or setting or something in all of the books that they select for republication. And I just love that. This is The Armorer's House by Rosemary Sutcliffe. Haven't read this one yet, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And then I also have my British Library Women Writers books up here. There are more hiding back here. Also, these are all unread books. I do have more books by each of these publishers, but if I have read them, they are somewhere else in this room or elsewhere in my home. I also have all of my Persephone books are up here. And then I have a stack of books right here, which are in front of some more Persephone titles, but I have some books by Quite Literally Books, which is a very small independent publisher. They are publishing or republishing sort of forgotten women writers. I think mostly Americans or women who wrote or lived in America or wrote about America. So this is Herland by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, and of course she's most famous for having written The Yellow Wallpaper, which is an amazing short story. If you've never read it, you really should. But yes, I'm excited to read some other books by some sort of more forgotten women writers. I also love these Penguin vintage editions with the red spines on them. And so I have Vera here by Elizabeth von Arnim, and I have a few others up here as well. And then below that, I have 3 of the books that have been republished as part of the Mermaid collection, which is also, I believe, a Penguin imprint. I could be wrong on that. One of the big publishers has republished. Again, these are books by women writers. I think mostly British women writers, and again, sort of forgotten books written by them, and they're being republished under this Mermaid collection. And yes, I would love to have them all, but I have 3 of them here. I have another one floating around here somewhere. That is everything on this top shelf. And then moving down to the next shelf. Sorry, I am perched on top of a stepladder because that was the only way to film this. This next shelf is filled with mysteries. So over here, I have all of my British Library crime classics. They are double stacked. There are a bunch hiding back in there as well. Then I have all of my read Agatha Christie, and they head over here as well. And then behind those, let me move this stack, I have all of the Dorothy L. Sayers Lord Peter Wimsey series. So I have all of those here, plus 2 that didn't fit in that stack at the bottom of this Agatha Christie pile. So these are all of the Agatha Christie books I own and have read. I have a few that I own and have not read, but those books are very few now. I don't have many left to go. So yes, so this is my mystery shelf, and I'm going to get down and move the camera down, and we will look at this next shelf. Moving down to this next shelf, this shelf is full of all of my read classics. So starting over here, I have a stack of Jane Austens. I have these vintage classic editions. I have more Jane Austen hiding back behind there, and then I just have all of my classics here in alphabetical order, and then I have a stack over here of Edith Wharton, and then I have Thomas Hardy here at the top of this stack because he doesn't fit in here. I may have to make a second classic shelf because obviously this is getting very, very full. So not sure what I'm going to do about that. I need more bookshelves. Okay, So then moving on to the shelf that is below my reading room sign that is always hanging here behind my videos. And I get lots and lots of questions about the books here. And these are books by probably my top favorite authors. And starting over here, I have my Laurie Colwin collection. There are even more Laurie Colwin books stacked back behind there. Then I have James Herriot, and I have The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim because I adore that book. I have Rosamund Pilcher. I have 3 of her big books stacked here. I don't have September in this edition, and I really should get it because it'd be nice to have a complete set of those. Then I have some of my favorite D.E. Stevensons are here, and then my Mary Stuarts in these Hodder editions, and I have the rest of them are stacked in the back there. I have more Mary Stuart editions just on my regular red shelf, but I love these Hodder editions. If you've never seen them before, they are just gorgeous. So they all have her name and the title here on this side of the cover, and then these beautiful illustrated covers, which I think just work perfectly with her books. So if you have been curious what sits on this shelf behind me while I'm filming, now you know. Let us move down to the lower 3 shelves. I'm gonna have to sit down and then maybe even lay down, I don't know, to show you the bottom shelf, or I'll just show it to you and we'll do a little voiceover. How's that? Moving on to these next shelves. So the remaining 3 shelves on this bookcase has a lot of shelves, are all of my read books, all of my read fiction, I should clarify. So all my fiction books that I have read are just listed in alphabetical order by author, pretty much. Unless I've had to do some stacking because things didn't quite fit, then these are all alphabetical. So this top shelf here is A through F, and then it just moves on alphabetically. And then the rest of the alphabet is on the top 2 shelves of my next bookcase behind my chaise lounge. And we'll move over to that in a minute, but I will give you a perusal so you can see all of the books sitting on these 3 shelves. Not try this at home. I am a professional chaise lounge climber, so I don't recommend this, but this is the only way I can get up here to show you the books way up on the top shelves. Like I said, don't try this at home. I am kind of balanced on the edge of my chaise lounge right now, kneeling on the back of it. No worries, nobody fear. Everything is going to be okay. No booktubers were harmed in the making of this video. As I said, the top 2 shelves here also feature the remainder of the alphabet of my read books. So these 2 shelves go from Barbara Pym all the way to Anne Youngson. So that's the last of the alphabet, filed mostly alphabetically, though I have a few books stacked that either are too tall to fit on the shelf or just didn't fit for some reason, so gave me a little bit more room to stack them vertically. Then moving down, this starts all of my unread books, and there are a lot of shelves. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more shelves on this bookshelf. have the bottom shelf on here is large, like oversized books, kind of coffee table sized books. And then I have a stack of very old Mary Engelbreit Home Companion magazines that I still have from back when she had a magazine, which I absolutely loved, and I will never get rid of them because I love to flip through them. They are so fun and cozy and homey and domestic. Just love them so much, and very artistic as well. So they're lovely. If you ever stumble upon old editions of Mary Engelbreit's Home Companion, snatch them up because they're hard to find. And then across from me, so over this way, at the end of my chaise lounge is my third bookshelf. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half, yeah, almost 6 full shelves of unread books. And then the bottom shelf on this bookshelf has all of my Christmas books, both read and unread Christmas books. And it's a mix of fiction and nonfiction. It's just all things I want to read at Christmas and at the holidays. So that is what that final shelf is. I hope you enjoy getting a close-up glimpse of all the books that I have in this room. It's quite a bit considering the size of this room. But yeah, it just makes me happy to be surrounded by my books, especially when I'm sitting here on my chaise lounge and reading and enjoying a cup of tea. So what could be better than that? I'm also going to walk you through what is on my 3-tiered rotating bookshelf that sits behind me. I do get a lot of questions on that. Actually, before I talk about that, let me turn the camera around and I'm gonna sit over by it so you can actually see it. So this is the rotating bookshelf that I'm talking about. It sits behind me in my YouTube videos, usually when I'm sitting in front of these bookshelves, and I get a lot of questions about it. So yes, it does rotate. It holds quite a few books. I think I have over 70 books on this rotating bookshelf, which is 3 tiers. And I will show a close-up of everything that's on here. This is all books that I have read. I have my British Library crime classics on here. I have Dean Street Press books that I've read, Persephone books. And then I have some other hardcovers on here that are some that I really love. I have some vintage editions on this shelf. So it's just kind of a hodgepodge of books, but just books that I really love. So they're all on this particular rotating bookshelf. I do have an affiliate link with Fly City, who is the maker of this bookshelf. That link is always in the description box of my video. So if you're interested in checking out, these come in 3, 4, and 5 tier. And I think they might even have a 6 tier now, but I will have a link to that. Like I said, it's in the description box below. And if you use that link, it gets you 10% off your first purchase. And like I said, I am an affiliate for Fly City, so if you use my link, that does help support my channel, and I greatly appreciate you doing so. But I love this little bookshelf. It is fantastic. I have an unboxing and setting up video from when I first got this, so I will link that as well if you want to check that out. But yes, if you have a little corner that you need to fill with something, the bookshelves come in this gold option and then also a black option. So there are two color choices for them as well. But it's relatively easy to put together, and then it is just a fabulous place to keep your books or whatever you want to have on here. I mean, you could have a mix of books and other items as well, but I just always need more book storage. So in fact, I am considering getting another one of these because not for in this room, but for in another room in my house, because I could really use some more book storage. And that wraps up this new and improved tour of my reading room. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was fun for you to get some glimpses at some of the spots in this room that you don't normally get to see when I sit here in front of this bookshelf and talk to you all. And I hope it was fun for you to see a little close up what is on these shelves that sit right behind me, because I do get quite a bit of questions. So hopefully that was fun for you as well. But I would love to know, do you have a special spot in your house for reading? For a long time, I just would read, obviously, in bed, and I would read down on our couches downstairs or in the chairs down there. But it has been just so lovely to have a dedicated space for reading for my books, and obviously, of course, for this channel. It's nice to have a little Jen's Reading Life corner of the world. And it makes me so happy to be here and to share it with you and to share the books that I love with you. Thank you all so much for being here, being a part of this really lovely, cozy community. I feel like you're also wonderful. I love reading all the comments that you leave on my videos and talking about books with you all and getting more books to add to my own personal TBR and unread shelves. So many of the books that I showed you on these shelves are because all of you have recommended books to me and they sounded so good and I had to have them. So thank you for that. Let us chat down in the comments about all our favorite reading spots, because I love hearing where people love to read and what kind of cozy nooks and crannies and corners you have all carved out for yourselves to read in. You don't really need a lot of space. I mean, all you need is a chair, a bed, a couch, or something, and a little table and a stack of books, and you're good to go, right? So that is what I did for most of my life until I was fortunate enough to be able to put this room together out of an unused guest room. It was just sitting here piled with junk because we just don't often have a lot of visitors because our family and a lot of our friends live all nearby. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to repurpose this room and make it actually useful. And I use it every single day, multiple hours every day, and it is a great joy in my life. So let us chat all about our favorite reading spaces. And if you're here but you don't have anything you'd like to add, well, this just felt like kind of a cozy video. So leave me your favorite cozy emojis, or leave me a stack of books. Leave me an emoji of your favorite reading spot. Is that your bed? Is it a couch? Is it a chair? Is it outside? Let's leave some cozy reading emojis, and I love seeing those and knowing that you were here. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you could hit that like button and also the hype button on the YouTube mobile app. And if you're new here, if this is the very first time you have joined me in my reading room, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I would love it if you would subscribe and become a part of our bookish community. Thank you again, as always, for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. And I will be back with another video very soon. And until then, I wish you a good book and a warm cuppa. Bye. Or a lukewarm cuppa. I've been filming too long. Gonna have to go microwave that now.